Hi, Shadia here, and welcome back. Today, let's make some fried jackfruit. Yes. Okay, so I went a little overboard. I bought 4 cans of jackfruit and I rinsed and drained them and let them sit and drip and drained them again. It was a lot of water. So I found this recipe on Candace channel, the Edgy Veg. I love her channel. She is so comical. And she comes up with some great recipes. So let's see what we can do. She calls this Popeye's vegan fried chicken, the sandwich that everybody's going nuts over. But I'm just going to call it fried jackfruit. Okay, let's get started. Here's some of the ingredients I'm going to use. It's flour, oregano, basil, ground celery, mustard powder, thyme, onion powder, paprika, cayenne pepper, garlic, ginger, pink Himalayan salt, and this was peppercorns and I ground it into black pepper. So let's get started. Okay, so I tried to follow Candace's recipe as close as possible, but I did not get her measurements. So y'all know how I love my 1 teaspoons. That is my saving grace. So that's 2 cups of flour, one teaspoon of everything on the counter. The pink Himalayan salt was 1.5 teaspoons. The cayenne pepper was a half a teaspoon. Didn't want to make it too spicy. And the MSG, nah, I'll pass. I don't have any and I wasn't buying any just for one recipe. Never had any use for it, so I don't want to start now. Okay, so now after I add all the ingredients into this bowl, I'm gonna transfer it into my blender and blend it all up, which I should have just put it all in the blender from the jump, right? Okay, there's the cayenne pepper, and into the blender we go for about a minute just to make sure everything is all mixed up. Okay, it's time to make our vegan buttermilk. 1 cup of almond milk. I don't buy soy, so I'm using the almond milk and it worked fine. 1 cup into my mixing bowl with 1 tablespoon of ACV, apple cider vinegar. And we're going to mix that up and set it to the side until it curdles, which it actually started curdling almost immediately. I was shocked. So now our blended flour ingredient is in a bowl and ready to start frying. One last thing, I like to season my meat or jackfruit, or whether it be mushrooms, walnuts, whatever. I like to season before I cook. So I put 1 teaspoon, of onion powder and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and mix that up. And now we're ready to go. So I decided, let me try, just put a little heat. It didn't really It didn't really make it hot. I put some sriracha in there, about 2 tablespoons. I thought it was going to be hotter because it had the cayenne, but I really didn't taste any heat in my fried jackfruit. So I have a bowl of hot tap water, and I put my rice paper one sheet at a time. Nope, it's not quite ready. Dip, dip, dip. Put it back. It's not quite ready. So let me just rearrange this workstation, my stovetop workstation. Okay, so now we're starting to bend. We got a little flexibility. Let's get started packing. So I'm going to take a nice serving spoonful of jackfruit mixture and place it on the rice paper, the softened rice paper, and fold it so that all of the jackfruit is completely covered. Now we're going to our wet batter. And we're going to flip and flip and flip. Wow, that's a lot of flipping. That's enough. All right, to our dry batter. And we're just going to coat the jackfruit one good time all the way around. And we're going back to the wet batter and flip. And back to the dry batter. And flip and batter on the other side. And we're going to go to my cookie rack and place it there and wait for the rest. So now our grease is nice and hot. And in we go with our jackfruit, our skinned jackfruit. Okay, I was able to get 4 in the skillet. I made quite large pieces. I don't know why I made them so big, but they were delicious. And we're gonna flip it over. We fried on each side about 3 to 4 minutes. Didn't take long because you're not cooking the jackfruit. It doesn't need to be cooked. You just need to crisp up that rice paper. Doesn't that look delicious? Can't wait. Now I prop them on their side so that the grease can drain off, because I have a problem with oils. I don't do too well with oils. So I wanted to get as much of the grease off as I could. So now I'm spreading some vegan mayo on my buns and toasting them on my flat cast iron skillet. Pressing them down in the middle just to make sure they're cooked toasted, not cooked, toasted really well on the inside. As you can see, that looks very good. And I'm going to take one of our fried jackfruits, and place on top. Spread a little mayo on top of that. Take the other one off before we get a little too toasty. That's pretty. And add the pickles. I didn't have any lettuce. Didn't want to put any cheese on it because the cheese wouldn't have melted enough for me. So okay, so my hubby, who is a meat eater, agreed to taste test for me, and he actually liked my fried jackfruit. He said it tastes like chicken.
Open up.
It's good.
What's it taste like?
Tastes like a chicken. Tastes the pickles. It's got a nice taste to it.
Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but just like the jackfruit loaf,
Good.
this is a winner. Remember, you can season that jackfruit however you want it to taste, just like a mushroom. My jackfruit burger, I have mayonnaise, mustard, spicy mustard, and some spring mix lettuce. So here we go. I I can't call it. My brother said it tastes like eggplant and fish. I think he's kind of right. My husband said it tastes like chicken. A little. Got quite a bit left over. That was 4 cans. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 patties. And this is what I have left over. So I could throw some seaweed in this and let it marinate overnight. Since everybody's fed, maybe make some fish patties out of it tomorrow. We'll see.
We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya. The door's OPN. Take that high road and hop in. Open up, open up. Shut it down like a Macintosh. Open up.